Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, here. Folks, we need to have a talk real quick, and right before the Xfinity race at Phoenix. Because we have seen Ultimate23Karen go to different kind of lows, but this might be the lowest to go. Like, this just whole thing is so fucking pathetic. Like, this entire letter is so pathetic. Like, imagine someone living rent-free in your fucking head so hard that you have to send a letter to a driver you're trying to cancel just to try and get some hope of joy, begging them to wreck a driver that lives rent-free in your head. So we're going to go over this entire letter, paragraph by paragraph, and I'm going to debunk it down and tell you the whole truth about it. So let's go through it. Dear Rajah Caruth, you probably don't know me, but I'm the person you offended and discriminated against when you sided with the racist meme at my expense back in March of 2023. Okay, so for context here, because everyone probably looked at that first sentence of this video and was wondering, wait, what the fuck is going on here? Well, allow me to come over and bring some context to the situation. So this whole thing started because of a video Nascar and Fox did back before the Cup race at Atlanta back in March about black NASCAR fans. And of course, the segment, and no one really complained about this segment. I mean, that segment also had Darian Gilliam in there too. And of course, one of the people in the comments decided to try and make fun of all the people that were going to get mad about it by showing a picture of all the white people in trucks meme, saying, here they come, which that meme has honestly been dead for a few years now. Like, honestly, calling it out for the overused trop it would have been a more wiser move, but that takes something with more common sense. And yeah, this is the meme that came out from it here. So yeah, which honestly, that isn't far from the truth, because usually the people that are usually angry about the type of segments NASCAR does usually comes from that crowd, especially if you go on Facebook, because dear God, Facebook is a cesspool. So now, you're still wondering now at this point, how the hell does Rajah Caruth circle all the way into this? Well, here's the next part, because when a couple people saw Ultimate23Karen's response to the whole thing, which we're going to get to that in a few minutes. But yeah, a couple people were rightfully dragging her through the mud, saying no fucking way she actually said this. And then Rajah underneath says, quote, too stunned to speak. Now she says that Rajah discriminated her and offended her. Yet you look at his comment and siding with a quote-unquote racist meme, which, to be honest, that meme is not racist. Like, I'm a white Caucasian person myself, and I don't even find that offensive. Like, it's honestly more dark humor, or if anything. But sadly, Ultimate23Karen obviously doesn't have more than 23 chromosomes in that pea brain of hers to put two and two together. But yeah, you look at Rajah's response. Nowhere in this is he offending Ultimate23Karen. And nowhere in this is he agreeing with the quote-unquote racists or siding with them. This is just Rajah showing his utter disappointment in Ultimate23Karen because he thought she was a better human being than that. Especially with how she likes to put herself on a pedestal and likes to talk about herself and say how she's this perfect human being that does no wrong and everyone else is beneath her. Like, nowhere in this is Rajah agreeing with anything. And then you have her response to that comment where she's trying to ask if Rajah was siding with them or not. In which, no, he never did. He never did side with anybody. He just said he was too stunned. He just showed that he was disappointed in you. And honestly, I even heard her say that Rajah never came out once and talked to her in private about it. It's like, Rajah doesn't have to do any of that. And honestly, I don't blame him for not wanting to come out and talk to you in private. I wouldn't either, especially with how much of a nut job insane bitch you are. Like, honestly, your ass needs to go in an insane asylum. Like, you need mental help for sure. And the funny thing is, in her video, where she demanded Nascar to suspend Rajah Caruth, she never even showed her response to that "Here They Come" meme, where she responded with a even more offensive meme there full of black people in there. And then she tries to say it's not racist because there's multiple diversities in there. Yeah, because one white guy in a photo full of African Americans is multiple diversities, you fucking idiot. But let's continue on the letter now. I said nothing about it until the Noah Gragson situation, where I recommended you be indefinitely suspended under NASCAR's social media policy, citing equality. Okay, so now she's referencing the Noah Gragson meme, which we all know what it was back before the Cup race at Michigan back in August, when Gragson got suspended because he liked the meme of George Floyd, making fun of George Floyd, with his face Photoshop over the little crab from Little Mermaid that said "under the knee." Which, to be perfectly honest, I never viewed that as a racist thing. Like, honestly, I just viewed that whole meme as just making fun of a dead person. Which, I think everybody knows the context behind the George Floyd meme and the whole George Floyd thing from 3 years ago. So, I could at least understand possibly the outrage from it, but it was not a racist thing. And, like, I understand, you gotta be careful what you say on social media and what you do, but, like, honestly, that whole Gragson thing was just so fucking stupid on all fronts. And Gragson ended up being reinstated a month later, so after NASCAR realized how completely stupid the whole thing was. So if Gragson was allowed to be reinstated, then Rajah should never have been suspended to begin with either. Especially since this whole thing with her now is just so fucking stupid, but let's continue on. However, almost everyone for some reason thought I treated you too harshly in regards to my request and thought my request was in the wrong. I was hurt by that. Honestly, everyone's more hurt that you're not taking responsibility for your own fuck-ups. And honestly, you wanna know why everyone was outraged about it? Because Rajah did nothing wrong to begin with. There was nothing Rajah did wrong there, and you're just a fucking race-baiting Karen that is just crying because you're on your time of the month, and you're just going after Rajah just because of his skin color. And it's pretty obvious you're going after him for his skin color. Because, if you so ever, in her eyes, if you also ever criticize the white race or make fun of it, then you're just a Nazi and the second coming of Hitler. But let's continue on. Although I found out you deleted the tweet in question, I still insisted on your indefinite suspension under NASCAR's social media policy. Of course you did. Not surprising. However, since I am a lady of fairness... Sorry, I just had to laugh at that part there. Unlike NASCAR, well, she is actually right on the NASCAR part. NASCAR has never been fucking consistent with anything. So, I'll give her kudos on that part. NASCAR's never fucking consistent in anything. They're only consistent at being inconsistent. So, I can actually agree with her on that front. Anyway, I am willing to withdraw my request if you are able to prove that you were not manipulated by the person who started the situation to begin with. Dumbass. Rajah wasn't manipulated by anybody. He never agreed with everyone. He never discriminated you in any way, shape, or form. Like, the motherfucker probably doesn't even know you. Like, stop playing. Therefore, I offer you this. If you do one, and one is bolded here, one specific thing, I will withdraw my request for your indefinite suspension. In addition, I will also remove the video version of my request. Oh, so now this whole letter is now going to go from a request to just a blackmail. Like, honestly, that last paragraph, it is literally blackmail because literally summarized, Ultimate23Karen is literally telling Rajah this. It's like, psst, hey, yo. Hey, if you do this one thing for me, I promise I will not ruin your career anymore, and I won't try and have you wrongfully canceled just because you're black and doing something. Because I always like to play the race card. But let's continue on and let's see what this request is, after all. All you have to do is wreck Austin Hill at the 2023 Phoenix Xfinity race for the championship. Since that person who started this kerfuffle between us is a racist psycho Austin Hill simp who has held a grudge against me since 2019 over me not being an Austin Hill fan. So the whole thing with her hatred for Austin Hill, it started all the way back in 2019 during that whole thing between Austin Hill and Johnny Sauter, where she claims that Sauter was wrongfully suspended in that whole thing, which no, Sauter was rightfully deserving of the suspension, because she mentioned the Texas race where she claims Austin dumped Johnny Sauter, which is wrong. Austin didn't dump him. Austin got loose and had to chase the truck up the track, and Johnny Sauter just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. And then the Iowa thing, which that Iowa thing was a complete clusterfuck. Which, with Austin Hill would end up turning Johnny Sauter when Hill misjudged the distance between him and Sauter when putting the brakes on, and ended up turning him, and then Johnny Sauter would right hook Austin Hill under caution, which that is a safety hazard, which that is the right call. Sauter did get suspended. Yeah, and that's where her hatred began, especially after that. And let me just say one thing here real quick. I am not a Austin Hill fan in any way, shape, or form. I'm kind of neutral on him. I'm stayed neutral on him, even after the Martinsville shit last week between him and Sheldon Creed, which that whole thing was just a racing incident. But it was just a complete fucking mess. And the funny thing is, the thing about her Austin Hill thing is that she's usually gone after the Austin Hill fans first, and then she constantly plays the victim card when she gets rightfully held accounted for, because she never takes any responsibility for her actions. The whole Rajah thing is just living proof of that. But let us continue on. I think it's only fair that this issue between us ends with the driver the race the psycho loves the most is the one who loses out the most because of the actions of an insane fan of his. Yeah, let's just wreck Austin Hill at Phoenix even though there's no beef between Rajah and Austin. Just because, there's an Austin Hill fan you don't like or get along with that needs to be punished for his act of treason. So, yeah, just wreck Austin Hill. Because, there's someone in his fan base that said something I didn't like. So he's a racist, insane psycho. So he must be punished for his act of treason. Honestly, who the fuck are you to decide that? Fuck out of here. That way, we both show that the discriminatory antics of people like the racist psycho Austin Hill simp will not be tolerated in any way, shape, or form in the sport. Excuse me? Who the fuck are you to decide what should be tolerated in the sport and what shouldn't be? You don't work for NASCAR. You don't belong to NASCAR. You're not part of NASCAR's social media team. You're not part of the front office with all the fucking incompetent Steves in there. You have no right to fucking say what is tolerated, what shouldn't be. And honestly, the fucking Austin Hill simp, which I'm friends with, named King Boo, he's done nothing wrong to you. If anything, you've been attacking him. You aren't the racist he ain't the racist psycho. The racist psycho is you. It's the other way around, Jack. Honestly, who the fuck are you to decide that? You have no right to fucking falsely accuse someone of that. Fuck out of here, you're just a race-baiting social justice warrior Karen. You're just a race-baiting SJW Karen. Fuck out of here. In addition, you will earn a ton of fan support given how the entirety of RCR exposed themselves regarding their prioritization of Austin Hill at Martinsville. After that debacle performance, I'm sure anyone who dumps Austin Hill will become popular in an instant. Not if your name's Denny Hamlin, that's for damn sure. I am a lady of my word, so if you take out Austin Hill at Phoenix, I will withdraw my request for your indefinite suspension from NASCAR. Remove the video version of request and promote you on my preference scale from bad to neutral. And I'm sure you'll garner a lot of new fans. Good luck at Phoenix and happy hill hunting. Thanks, Ultimate23Karen. Mo, let's first address the big elephant in the room here first off. First off, Rajah Caruth doesn't need your approval. He does not need your approval. He doesn't give a fuck what you think. Like, honestly, Rajah does not need your approval in anything. He does not give a fuck what you think of him. He's out there to race and do his job and make a career out of auto racing. Like, honestly, fuck out of here. Rajah doesn't even know you. Get the fuck out of here with your God complex bullshit. Now, second of all, this whole letter here, this whole letter just shows how much of a piece of shit human being Ultimate23Karen really is. Because with her promoting Rajah to wreck Austin Hill at Phoenix, she's promoting injury and harm on drivers. And the funny thing is, she thinks the reason everyone goes after her and holds her accountable and attacks her on Twitter/X is because she thinks it's because she's a woman and that nobody else would go at her this hard if she had a penis. Yeah, having a penis. Yeah, that's totally the reason why the whole NASCAR Twitter community didn't go after Kamikaze Games at Homestead last year when Kamikaze Games promoted injury and harm on Tyler Reddick, saying he hoped that Reddick felt 100% of the impact when Reddick hit the wall at Homestead last year. Yeah, we want to go after you if you have a penis. Yeah, tell Kamikaze Games that one. He'll tell you otherwise, you fucking bimbo. But yeah, promoting injury and harm because, you don't like Austin Hill, or you don't like Austin Hill's fans because some fans hold you accountable, and you can't fucking register 2 chromosomes in that brain of yours to figure it out. No, it has nothing to do with the fact that you're a woman. Nothing to do with that. So, you can take your sex card and get the fuck out of here with that shit. Because honestly, this whole thing, I'm treating you the same way I have treated other male people in the past in any online community that have said stupid shit on the internet. Whether it was Kamikaze Games, or hell, even EDP445, the pedophile, or hell, even Jason Jacoby, or who else we got? Oh yeah, and that one dipshit Chicago Bears fan, the Ghost of Judah tribe. You're being treated the same way I treat any other male person that has said stupid shit on the internet. Get the fuck out of here with that. But yeah, I think a few things we can 100% take from this whole thing is that she definitely needs mental help. She needs mental help, but she probably won't get it because she has said this type of shit for years, even almost a decade from what I heard from some people. She's been like this for a decade. I mean, it's not really surprising she says garbage takes like this, especially to Rajah. I mean, the ironic thing about the whole thing about her promoting wrecking Austin Hill at Phoenix is that she fucking says this shit, and yet this is the same fucking dumbass that thinks NASCAR should bulldoze Talladega, and thinks it's a good idea to bulldoze Talladega, despite that track being a fan favorite. Yeah, bulldoze the track and fucking commit sports suicide. That's a genius idea, you fucking idiot, without a real backup plan. Yeah, she needs mental help. The problem is she won't get it because she's had multiple chances to go get mental help, and she has failed to take advantage of it every single time. And here she is once again still not learning her lesson because she never takes responsibility or accountability for her own fuck-ups. At least with me, anytime I fucked up or said something wrong, I at least owned up and like an adult and moved on and learned from my mistakes and took accountability for myself. Hell, even any of my friends I know on social media, like Space Mel Ferrari 248 and company, if I said something and I fucked up, they would hold me accountable 100%. And you know what? I expect them to do that. I would expect them to do it, and I honestly would do the same thing to them, but the shoe was on the other foot. Because that's part of an adult, which is something that Ultimate23Karen knows absolutely nothing about. because she never takes responsibility for anything. If anyone holds her accountable, she calls him a racist, sexist psycho and acts like an overgrown fucking man-child. Like, she's just a fucking child trapped in an adult's body. And oh, by the way, this whole thing got even funnier as hell. Especially once Ultimate23Karen did a poll saying, okay, now I'm mad. You don't want me to give Rajah a second chance. I do. And now you're all mad about it. No. Everyone's mad because Rajah never did anything wrong to begin with, and you're wrongfully accusing him of something he didn't do. Like, what the fuck you think? Like, what did you think was going to happen when you sent that letter out? What did you think? Like, come on, did you fucking think for 2 seconds before you even sent that letter out? Like, seriously, let me just say something about Ultimate23Karen here real quick. This is a real human being. She, like, literally looked at her letter, typed it all out in her Comic Sans and everything, typed it all out, read it over, and it's like, yep, this letter is perfect. No one will hold me accountable for it at all. This will cause zero outrage whatsoever. Nope, not at all. Like, she doesn't fucking think before she does. And then she wonders why everyone goes after her. Because you post some of the dumbest fucking shit on this platform. And yeah, she did a poll for this. And yes, people actually voted for this. Like, honestly, the fact that people actually voted for this poll is kind of fucking pathetic and stupid. And oh, by the way, Second Chance won the poll, not Mega Baddie. So yeah, the whole Happy Hill Hunting letter challenge thing is still gone. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, honestly, the whole letter thing is just so fucking pathetic. Like, honestly, the whole letter itself, it just comes off as the biggest evidence of Rajah Caruth, Austin Hill, and the Austin Hill fan, Kane Boo, all living rent-free in that fucking pea-brain head of yours. Which, honestly, I'm surprised you even have a brain in there, especially with the bandana you wore in that Rajah video. Because I think you need to take that fucking bandana off. Because I think that bandana is cutting blood circulation to your brain. But to be perfectly honest, even if we did cut off, even if she did take that bandana off and let blood circulation get to the brain, she would probably still post stupid shit on the internet anyway. Like, honestly, she's a lost cause. She's an absolute fuck. She's one of the biggest reasons why NASCAR has the dumbest fan base in all pro sports. Like, for that argument, there are a million different reasons we can pull up for NASCAR having the dumbest fan base in all of pro sports. And honestly, just pulling up anything Ultimate23Karen said, it would just be scratching the surface of many examples of why NASCAR has the dumbest fan base in all pro sports. She is one of the reasons why. Not the reason, but definitely one of the big ones. And that's only scratching the surface. But yeah, and honestly, this is us. And honestly, I should mention, if anyone doesn't know anything about her, she's also one of the biggest Johnny Benson fans in the NASCAR community. And honestly, I'll just say one thing here real quick. If Johnny Benson sees this shit, Johnny Benson would be disappointed in your actions, Ultimate23Karen. He would be disappointed in having you as one of his fans. Because I'll tell you right now, you claim you stand for the things that Johnny Benson is. Well, I'll tell you right now, you definitely don't stand for anything that Johnny Benson stands for. Like, honestly, if I was Johnny Benson, I would be fucking ashamed and embarrassed and disappointed to have people like you wearing my gear and supporting and cheering for me. I would be disappointed there. 100%. But yeah, imagine having a driver live rent-free so much in your fucking head that you have to send a fucking letter out to another driver that you tried to falsely cancel in the past and failed miserably at it because Rajah never got suspended for it anyway. She even sent an email to GMS Racing about the whole thing, and GMS never answered back. Honestly, I don't blame GMS one bit for not answering back. I don't blame them one fucking bit. I wouldn't answer back either. Like if I was GMS and I saw the email from her, I'd be like, this bitch is fucking psycho. She needs some fucking help. Why the fuck did we allow these type of people in this community? Like, Jesus Christ. Just, there are just so many fucking stupid people on the internet. Like, honestly, and the funny thing is, a lot of the community is glad that she's blocked 95% of the fucking Twitter community, NASCAR Twitter community. Honestly, I don't blame anyone being blocked by her. Honestly, I treat it as a badge of honor. I've even blocked by her. The little does she know, I have like 3 other alternate accounts that I can use. So yeah, but damn, it's like that blocking people on social media doesn't work. And yeah, blocking people on social media, like, that's gonna stop people from trashing you and holding you accountable, fucking idiot. But yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? Like, she's a fucking lost cause to the fan base. Like, honestly, I lost brain cells not only just watching that Rajah video to begin with and reading that whole fucking letter to begin with, but I'm losing brain cells just doing this response video to her alone. Like, that's how fucking stupid this whole thing is. But yeah, I'm expecting her to more than absolutely nothing and take zero accountability for her actions, because in her mind, she's the perfect human being. She's the second coming of Jesus. She does no wrong. She's always right. And the funny thing is, she hates Denny Hamlin so much. And ironically, she acts exactly like Hamlin. Like, honestly, she'd be a perfect Denny Hamlin fan, because she acts exactly like Hamlin. Ain't that fucking crazy ironic? It's funny and ironic that she hates Denny Hamlin, and yet she acts exactly like him. The only difference is she doesn't go on social media and say, "This is our year," every fucking year, like Hamlin does. But yeah, honestly, I'm done. Like, honestly, this whole vid was just a waste of time. I don't even know why the fuck I went through with it to begin with, but I mean, the only reason I went through with it was because I promised everyone and I promised all my supporters that I would do this video. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not a clout chaser either, because if anything, Ultimate23Karen, I don't need you to get clicks or views on the internet. I don't need you to build a platform. And honestly, the only people that care about views and clout and all that are egotistic, control freak, nut job bitches like you that want full power and are power hungry. Because I really don't care if the videos get liked or clicked. Like, honestly, if people want to like, comment, and subscribe to my videos, they're going to do it on their own fucking free will. Same deal with my tweets on Twitter. If people want to like, comment, or even follow my Twitter page, they will do it on their own fucking free will. And this is just you being actually held accountable, and you learn nothing from your mistakes. Because here you are once again not learning your lesson. And honestly, it'd be funny as hell if Rajah doesn't even touch Austin Hill to begin with, or if Austin Hill wins. And honestly, even though I feel like Byron is the most worthy driver to win the championship, I honestly hope Kyle Larson wins the championship for the Meltdown Sunday, since oh yeah, this dumb bitch actually still thinks Kyle Larson should be suspended for that N-word incident 3 years ago. Even though Kyle Larson has clearly shown that he has changed as a human being and has matured from that incident. But of course, when it comes to Ultimate23Karen, common sense is non-existent. But I imagine she'll probably play victim and call me a racist, sexist, psycho. She'll probably send her army of simps after me. All that bullshit. All I say it's not my first time I've had simps sent after me. I had EDP445 send his simps after me when I called him out a few years ago. And oh, by the way, I sent all those simps back to EDP and metaphoric body bags. Just like I'll do the same to your simps if you send them after me. And you know what? Send them after me. I got enough people here that will come back me up, and we'll take them all back. We'll send them all back to you. Send them all back crying to you. So yeah, that's just where I stand with this whole thing. Like, this whole thing was so fucking stupid. I don't know why I wasted my time with this. But anyway, I'm just looking forward to the rest of the weekend. Hopefully HMS gets that championship. And honestly, I honestly hope, even though I feel like Byron should win the championship, I honestly hope Larson wins it too. just so we can get the Ultimate 23 Karen meltdown. And honestly, I hope Austin Hill wins the finale of Phoenix. And John Hunter Nemechek doesn't win the title just to get the Salt meltdown, even though Nemechek is the most worthy driver this season in Xfinity. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm out. Fuck this bitch.